Hello beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and I'm going to be doing a beautiful reading today. We're going to be concentrating on this card first, and then these two for the second part of this reading. So in essence, I do the reading in an extended, and you have access to both of them. So there you go. All right. So the first card that came in is competition, and then you have the Six of Swords and the Tower. Now the reason, if you have been with me since the beginning of the week, usually these cards are day 2 when the blocks present themselves. But when I did the reading on Sunday, I completely forgot about the blocks, and these cards came out last. So I decided to follow the order in which these cards had been coming out, and I soon realized this morning why that is. Competition, and I'm going to go into that. You have to move away from this kind of crisis thinking, or these kind of feelings that kind of really uproot you from the ground. And with the lightning comes also a lot of clarity, and we're going to look at that later. So I'm going to put these aside for now. I'm going to concentrate on this one, and it says competition. I am yours alone. And it says, change me, divine beloved, into one who can trust that you alone are the source for all. Free me from the illusion of scarcity and competition. Let me trust that all needs are always richly met. I'm yours alone. Now, I don't know if you are a Pisces who has felt less than, or felt that you didn't measure up, or compare to, or what has happened in the past defines what you're trying to go for in the future. But this is definitely the message that is coming through here, Pisces. And they wanted me to ask you to do this. And I'm going to do it earlier on in the reading so that you can carry this with you in the upcoming weeks, the upcoming months, even the years that follow. When you start feeling a little less than, when you compare yourself to others, you have to remind yourself it isn't a competition. But sometimes just saying that doesn't make you feel any better. What you need to do is realize that the only competition you're in is with yourself. If you do have guides or people that you love, I want you to close your eyes and imagine them now. And I'm talking about spirit guides or people who think you are perfect, just the way you are. And you know who these people are because they love you, regardless if your hair is a mess, whether or not you're dressed properly or not. They love being around you. They will smile when they see you, and your guides are always this way. They're always this way. You're perfect to them. Whatever's happening, whatever personality you are today, yesterday, they love you exactly the way you are, because to them our corporeal form and all these goals and this rat race stuff that we get into here is very little. It's like a school for things. They are attracted to the beautiful soul, which is you. So I want you to close your eyes, and I don't care if it's the living or the spiritual. I want you to focus on this beautiful love that you feel. And I want you to stand in that light. I want you to imagine these people and these entities and these beautiful spirits saying to you that you are enough, that you don't need to change a thing, that you are loved, and that you are absolutely that you don't need to be anything else than this. Okay? And more than just hearing the words, I want you to feel it within yourself. You are perfect just the way you are right now. We have been talking about the right now all week, Pisces. We have been talking about what's going on right now. Sometimes we look at others, we see others, people don't talk back to us when we talk to them, or they don't talk back enough, and we create these narratives in our mind making us believe that somehow again, we're just not enough. We're not enough. Okay? If I was, skinnier, if my hair was a different color, if my eyes were bluer, if my nose was cuter, I would be more. I would be enough. If I said the right thing, if I attracted that person instead of that person, if I got that job, if I got that education, we do it to ourselves over and over. It doesn't really matter what's going on in our brain, but we like to drive ourselves crazy thinking that somehow we're competing with the rest of the world for top spot. I'm here to tell you that you are perfect just the way you are. And my phone's agreeing. See? Da 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 da. You are perfect just the way that you are, beautiful Pisces. Okay? You don't need to compete with anybody. Okay? Into one can trust that you alone are the source for all. Free me from the illusion of scarcity and competition. Let me trust that all needs are always richly met. I am yours alone. Okay? So I feel that they're saying that they are looking at you. These people look at you and they wouldn't want anybody else. Spirit doesn't want anybody else. So what does that mean? You're not in competition for this beautiful. And the importance of this is not the entire world, but for you to bask in the energies of what this energy gives you. Okay? So a good friend who looks at you, who loves you, who would never replace you. A parent who would do the same. A mate who would do the same. A child that would do the same. Your spirit guides that would do the same. Imagine the look of love that they have for you. That you are the only one. There is no competition. That's what I want you to do. That's the work I want you to do. And yes, I took a lot of time to say that, but it's important. It was very important, Pisces, okay? Because this is the block that you're feeling. Sometimes we're competing with ourselves, and sometimes it's very good. It is very good. It gets us moving. It gets us going. I need to do more because things aren't working or functioning, and that's fine. That's fine. That's pushing yourself because you're competing with you. But when you start thinking of yourself in regards to other people, well, they're better than me, and that job is too good for me, that relationship is too good for me, that person is too good for me, that's when the competition, that's when it becomes destructive and it doesn't serve, because the only thing that happens with that, Pisces, is at one point you give up, and you're giving up on something that shouldn't exist in your brain. Okay? Look at that. The breathing rose. Heart healing. Emotion connection. Time eases. Very nice, Pisces. Very nice. So, the breathing rose. I love this because I feel like it's saying to take the time to breathe. The time to just... It says often healing is slow. And it's a steady process. It's complex, not linear. It takes as long as it takes. And most of the time, that's much longer than we'd wish. But like all things in nature, there's a mysterious intelligence to it. And if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer, and protect the new shoots, buds from being pried open, we may find ourselves in a second bloom. Okay, so cutting back what no longer is. This false ideas that we have to be competing with everybody for top spot, okay? Heal that type of energy, okay? Move on from it. Move on from this there's always a crisis of me trying to be better or trying to have to be better than what I am. Fruit will follow, and you can't manufacture that. We must trust the great mystery in the process. The bud somehow manages to burst through the constraint by opening to life. All of nature has this intelligence within it. The challenge when we're going through a time of healing which is another word for growth, transformation, and change, is not to close ourselves off from the world when we most want to separate and shut down, to somehow find the courage to open through the agony, the difficulty, and the hurt. And when we feel safe enough to let life soften us, not harden us, to deepen and cradle us. That's right. Because also when you're feeling like you're competing, that's what I was talking about. You want to give up. You want to get away from it. You want to go back to what's safe. Go back to even if it didn't fit, at least you are used to that. Okay? So this card of deep heart healing, it will often come to us as a symbol of emotional healing that's in the process of happening. The mending's underway. Treat yourself in your healing with compassion, understanding, and gentleness. This is a card of deep encouragement that you're doing it. Time will ease everything soon. Yeah. So for some of you, that may be just healing yourself from past hurts, okay? Trying to just feel better about things that have been just festering inside of you, making you feel small, making you feel lacking. So we're going to put these here. I'm going to put these over here, so we're going to do that in a bit. And I'm going to pull some cards here for you, Pisces. And of course I'm going to be doing from the Tarot of Oneness. Okay. Oi! Oh, I love this. Okay, so we have the 9, and we have 2 cards from the deck that came with it's synchronicity and present moment. I was so wishing through this week that this card would be coming out, and there it is, because we started out with be in the now. Remember, present moment. And perspective. Such beautiful cards that are coming in for you right now, Pisces. So, they were talking about the fruits of your labor. Even in this card they were talking that things come in bloom. This is a second bloom, a chance for you to grow and let things happen and become very fruitful in the life that you want. Okay? And you have synchronicity. So everything is synchronistic. Everything happens for a reason and a time span, even though sometimes you feel like you're stumbling across the field with no clear destination. There's always something that's bringing you there, okay? And then you have the present moment. What's important is watching that bloom in the present moment. It's not a coincidence, because I don't believe in those, that this flower is blooming right now in front of your face to let you know that you're the flower. You're the flower, Pisces, okay? You're the flower of your own garden, okay? There's no need to compete with anybody else. Concentrate on that. When I had you thinking about doing this exercise, about seeing the love of your guides, of the people who love you, imagine them looking at you with the smile that they do when you're having the best time. You can feel the love when they call you because they miss you. This is people who don't think you have to compete for anything at all. They just want you to be who you are. And it doesn't have to be a forever mate that you're living with, a romantic interest. It can be friends and children and the neighbor next door. I don't care who it is. Anybody who has shown you kindness, who thinks that you are perfect just the way you are. This is the perspective that they want you to adopt, to see above and to see the love that comes in. You're going to be able to live more in the present moment and not think of how you don't measure up. Remember, we're doing the day of block today, so I'm here to tell you this is your block. When you walk in life, it's not how you think of yourself. It's what you think other people think of you. That's the problem. because we can walk, and if we don't meet anybody, Pisces, we can get ourselves in a state of beautiful euphoria where the world is painted pink. But as soon as we meet somebody down that journey, and they either let us down or they make us feel less than, we start not judging them, we judge ourselves. We think we've done something wrong, okay? And it's not that they did anything wrong, but don't beat yourself up, okay? If you communicate with somebody, they're not communicating with you as much, it's not because they hate you. It's not because they don't like you. It's just they probably have other things to do. Maybe they don't know you enough. Maybe they don't... there's a million different reasons, but one of them does not need to be anything to do with you. Things happen when they're meant to happen, and people get together when they're meant to, and you should walk forward and be with the energies of people who want to be with you. And, you know, you can look for them. Okay, so you have the Eight of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles, right? Out of the box, Pisces. We've seen this one before, the Inspiration of Swords. It's so beautiful. Okay? Yeah. Freeing up the cogs, okay, so that they can roll freely. Look deeper into yourself, okay, how things work and what makes them work. Get yourself out of the box, again with the flowers being represented, okay? And again, it's that openness, those open hands that we've been seeing all week. Open yourself up to the abundance of the love that is surrounding you, okay? I want you to feel as beautiful as you are, and I don't want anything to stop that in the right now. Okay? Stop being so harsh on yourself. Okay? It's not when things are perfect. It's not when you're perfect that you deserve to be loved. Oh God. That one is the big one, right? It isn't when you do everything perfectly that you deserve to be loved. You're loved right now. Okay? You can strive to improve yourself, but don't do it with a false sense of thinking that because you're doing it somehow you'll be loved more. Okay? Do it for your own self-want of wanting to expand yourself. Okay? And you'll start picking up speed when you start putting the energy where it belongs. Okay? I got that message again. The universe doesn't care. It's up to you to hone that skill, okay? It will put energy where you're putting energy. If you put energy in demeaning yourself, that's where it's going to put energy. If you put energy in love, that's where the energy is going to go. And I'm here to tell you, you can literally transform your life, even with little things, even if you don't think perfectly of yourself. If you put your energy in better things, your life will improve. Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Pisces. There's so much here for you. There's abundance here for you. There's love. There's color. There's beauty. Higher self. And I actually saw oneness. All the extra cards want to come out today. Okay. And the end, the Sun. I mean, you can't get a better, you cannot get a better reading than this in cards, Pisces. There is no better reading than this in cards. Honestly, there's not. the Sun, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, all these beautiful synchronistic present moment, higher self. This is intuition, thinking outside the box, getting a different perspective. What came in with the higher self, Pisces, is they want you to actually not think of yourself as a body, but as a soul. Okay? If you're having problems with maybe anything about you physically, okay, anything, it doesn't much matter. Maybe some of you don't, okay? But for those of you who do, this is for you. They want you to see yourself only as a soul, okay? As a soul with no physical attributes that would stop you to do anything. And imagine spirits loving you because you're part of them. You're part of one. Your higher self, okay? Go beyond. Spiral up into something much more than yourself. Let yourself feel love. Let yourself feel the love for yourself. Let yourself be loved. That would be the big one for me. Because love will heal you. It definitely will heal you. Okay? I want you to one day walk out into life thinking that you're absolutely perfect just the way you are. That you don't need to compete with anybody. That you add value to life. Imagine how much happier you feel, how much better you look, because you've sparked that love from within, and now it's shining outside of yourself. Okay? We'll always be working at life. We'll always be trying to do better and be better. But do it for you. Don't... Do it for you. Dun, dun. All my technology is chiming in today. Absolutely. Yeah. And the reason for it is, it's because this is absolutely the way to go. Okay? It is absolutely the way to think, Pisces. So, I'm going to start part 2 now because I have been talking so much about this part, but I am going to keep these cards very close by because I know we're going to be looking at them again. Okay? All right, Pisces. So, let's begin part 2 of this beautiful end of week reading, and with the Six of Swords and the Tower. Absolutely. So what we were talking about this morning is exactly that. You are... I'm gonna... All right. This is too much. I'm just going to... The distractions, Pisces. The distractions. They're terrible. Alright, so let's go back down here. Let's take a look at this. You have the Six of Swords and the beautiful Tower card. The beautiful Tower card, yes, because it shakes up your foundation, right? When you feel, and I feel this, I feel like, you know what, and I don't feel like this a lot. I've gotten through a lot of these things, but right now, I feel like going, why don't you love me as much as everybody else? This is what goes through me, and it's in the heart of me, okay? And it's, why am I not as good as everybody else? Why is it I feel this way? This is what I feel. And when I look at these cards, I feel that these are spirit, the beautiful crows. They're trying to get you out of this. Get out of this, okay? Get out of this upheaval, this terrible feeling of being literally ripped out of yourself or ripped out of the ground, okay? The lightning strike is not just there to cause destruction, it's also to give you a flash of what you're needing to see, because it's almost like you're in the dark, right? Even the animals are staring at, you see this this squirrel here looking up, okay, looking up at the sky, noticing what's going on. So I feel that you're just out of sync, okay, with this, And that's the block. That's the block. Because obviously what you've seen in the past of what measures up and what you're seeing for your future of what measures up is really, really affecting the right now. And we keep looking at that. It keeps coming back up. Present moment. Take care of what's in the right now. And I will look at the definition of this card in, where is it? Synchronicity. The present moment. I am going to look at this card in a minute. Okay. This is the Work Your Light. Look at this. Look at this shattered glass. Look at that. Crack, crash, boom. What is not aligned and needs to change? Align your life. Well, I think we've already talked about that, right? We've already talked about that. I think I've never gotten this card. This is the first time. Isn't it pretty? I love it. I love it. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? What are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth? Change is one of the only certainties of life. Well, jeez. What did I say earlier this week, Pisces? What did my dad say? The only thing you can be sure of? Change, death, and taxes. Absolutely. Yep, they're just repeating what I've already said. Okay? When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. Again, exactly what we've been talking about. But there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are. And who are you, Pisces? But an excellent, beautiful you. All you really need is to be you. Okay? To surrender to how we have changed and align life to what that way of being. You're being called to let go of who you once were, or the things that you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now. I can't. To courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. There's nobody like you. Okay? There's nobody like you. And make sure that you are loving you. Okay? Be the best you that you can be. It's time to bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. Right. There you go. Align, Pisces. Okay? Align. Align to who you're supposed to be. Don't compete with anybody. Nobody can compete with you. That's kind of it's impossible to do, Pisces. You cannot compete with yourself. You're just you. Okay? You're just you. Why would you want to be anybody else? You don't want to be anybody else. Truly, you don't want to be anybody else but you. There's nothing wrong with you. You is perfect, just the way you are. Present moment. Present moment. Let's see. Be in the now. Use all your senses to deeply experience this very moment. Take a deep breath and inhale the intoxicating fragrance of flowers. Consciously notice all the stunning colors in nature. Listen to the birds chirping and the wind rustling, the leaves in the trees. Examine textures, temperatures, and look for unexpected patterns all around you. Become aware of your thoughts. Aha. Are they serving your best interest in this moment? Are you obsessing over something you cannot change? Immerse yourself in all the mystery and beauty that only this moment has to share. The present moment has landed in your path to remind you that the past is already past and the future is yet to come. You can't change what has happened, nor can you control every little outcome in the future. When you release yourself from the things you cannot change, you open up space to reconnect with the things that really matter. Your relationships will be stronger when you check in and take part. And if you've been feeling like you're a million miles away deep in thought, stressing over something you need to do or somewhere you need to be, pull yourself out of that distracting fog and engage with others. I love this. And I didn't even notice this, but there is a sparkly spiral. Do you see that? That's it. The sparkly light in this image mirrors the golden ratio observed in nature, the spiral growth patterns of pine cones, succulents, storms. I didn't. Storms. DNA and galaxies, they all grow, form, or expand according to the sacred geometry. There's so much to learn from nature when you pay attention. So there you go, Pisces, right? The storms have a meaning. Of course they do. Of course they do. So I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to pull some cards. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful reading. What a beautiful end of week reading for the blocks that we've been trying to... I was really worried when I got to today. I didn't know what to expect. I usually don't ask too much until day of reading because... but they usually give me something. And they most definitely gave me something today, Pisces. Oh, yes. Yes, today they gave me something. Yeah. So let's see here. Underneath the deck, by the way, was that's a tower. Again, okay? So I saw it. I don't know if it's going to come out again, but we'll see. Three of Swords, okay? You've seen the truth. It's time to move on. Okay? This Three of Swords, yeah, it needs to be put back in its place, in its space. Absolutely, Pisces. You need to figure out things and make them better here. Okay? I don't know, but half of this deck is like completely in reverse. So there's no heads or tails about this deck. I guess we're just going to have to let it fall the way it does. Where it goes is where it goes, right? Alright, Pisces, let's see now. Okay. The Guardian of Swords. Whoa. The Chariot. I'm so happy the Chariot came out. I don't know. I've wanted it to come out. And the Five of Pentacles. Right. So again, I feel like you're getting yourself this light, this flash of light. You see? At the end here, you see this flash of light? That's what they're telling me. This flash of light is to guide you out. Okay? To guide you out of this Five of Pentacles. The Guardian of Swords is absolutely the Queen of Swords. So these swords are here to show you the way out, not to keep you stuck, okay? The Queen of Swords has been in pain. You can't change that, okay? She's experienced great loss, but she is so smart, such a clear communicator. So it's time to clearly communicate to yourself and I'm going to say this, the fallacies that you have been living, the competition that you've been putting yourself into, where there's nobody there except you and your mind telling you all of these terrible, terrible things, okay? Things that are in alignment with love and who you are. That the only competition that you're creating is the one that you're creating with yourself. There's nobody out there. There's nobody out there except for you telling yourself that you are not good enough. Okay? And you can't compete. The only way you can compete with you is to expand yourself, but it's never in a bad way. It's almost like, well, I'm going to grow and I'm going to be even better. I'm going to be even better me. And that's fine. But the only competition you feel is what you are observing around you and what you perceive. And we were looking at perception. What you perceive to be you lacking some way. Okay? So we're absolutely trying to get you out of that mentality. Right. That, what is it? That cycle that I was reading about the cycles, right? Absolutely. The only thing that you're not doing is taking the control to change it. That's the only thing that's happening here. But it's still there. So this is the King of Wands. This is the Elder of Wands. So it's telling you, you just have to switch that around. You just have to do this and go, yep, I'm getting myself out of here. Okay? I'm going to go into the light of that Chariot. I'm going to take what that Queen is saying. And yes, I've been hurt. Yes, at one point somebody did say something, but it doesn't have to dictate the rest of my life. Okay? What if somebody said something nasty to you to seriously hinder you, to make you think less of yourself, and they were simply having a bad day? Imagine if you spoke to that person 10 years down the road and they said, I was just having a bad day. I didn't actually mean that. I was just like venting, and you were there. And you've crippled yourself for 10 years because somebody was having a bad day. How would that make you feel? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? I'm not saying if somebody keeps saying the same thing to you, and this is different because Spirit is wanting to say sometimes people will repeat the same thing. One person will say it, the next person will say it, and the next person will say it. I'm going to give something really, cryptic or like going, you've got, hey, you're missing an eyebrow, and you're going, that's your take on it. And then the second person say, hey, you're missing an eyebrow, and you're going, no, that's your take on it. And the third person, maybe you should check in a mirror. You're probably missing an eyebrow. Okay? So, yeah, I know. I made a funny with it, but I'm just saying, okay? Don't ignore certain things. Don't use this as an excuse to behave badly. But, again, take the time to really think things through. Sometimes people react badly because they have other things going on. It's a one-off. Don't let it cripple you for the rest of your life. Okay? And even looking to see if you have one missing eyebrow is to do something about it. That's about it. Okay? And once you've painted another one in, you can continue on your life and wonder why it disappeared in the first place, maybe. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles. I know we've gone completely off track, but it's the nicest way I can put this without being mean to anyone. The Two of Pentacles. This, even if it's in reverse, doesn't really matter, except that this part of the juggling is bigger. So this is what I'm feeling with this, is that this is a bigger part of you, or has been a biggest part of you for a while. This comparing yourself to life, to others, to your status in life has been a big part, okay, of who you are. We've looked at a lot of things this week. We've looked at changing things up, okay? Don't keep doing the same thing over and over expecting something different. We've looked at being in the present moment. And we've looked at not comparing yourself to others or feeling small. Four of Pentacles, the control card. We had that, was it yesterday? Yeah, it's in reverse now. So it's almost like the control's going to be lost at one point. Because if you see, the branches are pointing down. So it doesn't matter how much you've got it stuck in a tree. At one point, a good gust of wind, gravity will take care of it. So it is time to let go. It's time to just let it go. Ace of Cups, new regenerating phases, okay? New things to do, new ways to be. And you have the Elder of Wands in reverse. So, I'm sorry, it's the child of wands, it's not the elder. So, yeah, I feel that these two at the same spot is very relevant. Plus you have the black stick and the white stick. So it's the contrast between the two. There's a halt here from the new idea to the following through to the idea. They're both in pause. And all you really have to do is just get out of this mindset of being of any competition with anybody else, and to really push yourself to expand within your own self, okay? To get past it, to see the light, because these are the wands, this is the fire, to see the light in the sky, that flash that is telling you, look, you got to follow, you got to follow through, you got to go and get out of the scarcity thinking, okay? You're not scarcity. Look, this penny's bigger than this one because of the perspective. Start changing the way you see things as more abundant than less abundant, and flip this idea in the right direction, okay? See the truth of something, okay? Move on from it. Don't stay stuck in the heartbreak. Get the wheel of fortune moving. Shake that holding on to all of these things, you know, shake it off. Yeah, hey, Taylor Swift, shake it off. Just shake it off, okay? So that you can become something new, something better, so that you can align, so that you can stop competing, that you are alone in this. You don't need to compete with anybody, okay? All right, my beautiful Pisces. Yeah, that's it for this week. I'm done for these readings. I feel there were some really deep messages and some really good ones. Things to ponder, I feel like. Things to sit back and go, some more for me to look at. Some more for me to improve upon myself so that I feel so much better about me. And that's absolutely fabulous. Pisces. Thank you so much for being my people and my crowd, and anybody who's new, welcome. I'm grateful for you. I'm a very lucky lady, and this community is absolutely fabulous and fantastic. You guys work so hard to help yourselves, to empower yourselves, to move forward in your life. You never give up. I see the comments. I see you striving forward and going regardless. And you're going to change the world just by being you. Just by being you. All right, Pisces. Love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Thank you. Bye for now.